Jim, a 1-0 win at the Falkirk Stadium just to round off the Viaplay Cup. What aspects of that performance pleased you?
Obviously always pleased to win any game of football. There are no easy games in this competition, albeit you're playing against a team in the league below and the expectation is there for us to go and win it. We can't take anything for granted, and I thought again tonight, I thought the attitude of the players was spot on. I think you saw two different sides to the group tonight where, the first half we knew Falkirk wanted to try and play short from the back, and I thought we pressed them high. I thought the shape of the team doing that was very good. We denied Falkirk any space really to play between the lines, and it takes a lot of discipline to play that way. We forced them into going long, and then Holt and Graham, first 45, won either that first header or sometimes we're able to let it run through to Jack Walton. The second half, particularly the last 25 minutes, the game changed, and Falkirk started to go a little bit more direct and a little bit longer earlier. So we had to then dig in and we had to defend the box and we had to stand up and be counted, and that's probably the thing that's pleased me the most, because in the league that we're in, we're going to come up against teams that play all kinds of different styles and different formations, and we have to be able to adapt during the game to those situations, and I thought the players deserve a lot of credit for that. It wasn't pretty, the second half. I don't think it was a great spectacle, the second 45 from either team. Not a whole lot of goal-mouth action. Jack Walton's had to make a good save from the deflected free kick. Other than that, I don't think he's had a great deal to do. I suppose the main disappointment probably in the first half is the lack of finishing touch when we got into those areas. I can think of 2 or 3 really good opportunities that we had. Cudjoe's disappointed with the header from 12 yards out. Tony, lacking a little bit of match sharpness still, took a heavy touch while he was through on goal. Archie Meekison got into a good area as well, and he was just caught between two minds whether to take the shot on or play Kai Fotheringham outside him, and just kind of ran out of ideas at times. But I suppose I've got to be satisfied the fact that we were able to back up the game against Peterhead with another decent performance and a clean sheet, which was, the clean sheets are going to be massive this season because, defensively we want to be organised and we want to be hard to beat, and when teams start putting the ball in the box the way the Falkirk did, we have to stand up and be counted, and the players did that tonight.
Maybe a wee bit of a bittersweet evening for Kai Fotheringham. Obviously gets his first senior goal for United, which is brilliant, but then he goes down with an injury. Is there any update as to the extent of that?
Yeah, look, I've been delighted with Kai in the pre-season, and I've got real high hopes for him. Tried to get him as many minutes as possible towards the tail end of last season, just to get him a bit more experience and being around the first team group. And he's had a very, very good pre-season. He's been very consistent in training, and hopefully the injury is not too big a setback. It's too hard right now to put a diagnosis on it in terms of how long or how serious the injury is. We're hoping it's just a slight thigh strain, but delighted for him to get the goal. And I think the way that we pressed Falkirk at that particular time, that's what led to the mistake. It was a poor ball from the Falkirk defender along his own 6-yard line, but at the same time, if you take it back 10 seconds, the aggressive press from the group was the pleasing point, and then Kai was in the right area to go and tap it in.
I know you've already kind of touched on it, but the pressure that the backline came under in the last 20 minutes or so, given the turnover in players, you must be pleased as to the fact they've managed to keep another clean sheet.
Yeah, I think we've got to be able to do both sides of the game. We want to be dominating games a bit more than what we did in the last half an hour. I thought we were a little bit rushed in possession at times. We probably could have rested on the ball a little bit better. But for Arbroath away in a week on Friday, that's what we're going to face. Arbroath tend to get the ball forward early, and they've got 2 big centre forwards, and our back lads are going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to compete for the first headers. We're going to have to put ourselves in positions to pick up those second balls, and I thought Docherty and Sibbald in front of the back lads were excellent tonight. Sometimes the job that they do for the team can go unnoticed because it's not the most glamorous, but they broke things up a lot. They picked up second balls, kept the game simple, and as I said, we ground out a good 1-0 result. Again, as I said to you after the game on Saturday, I'm not going to get carried away because it is against a team in a league below us, but you can only beat the opposition that's there in front of you, and regardless of who you're playing, they're always going to have a little spell in the game, and it's just important that we stick together at that moment. We don't panic and we see it through, and we did that.
You talk about sticking together, and I guess these last two results will go some way in getting the fans back behind the team ahead of the league campaign.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's nobody more frustrated than me or the rest of the staff and players in there at the way that we started this group campaign. Unfortunately, you know, we were very slow out of the blocks against Spartans. Missed 4 or 5 really big opportunities, and you know, we should be sitting here on 9 points, and you know, that should be enough to get us out of the group. So, you know, it is a bit bittersweet, if I'm being honest. I'm delighted with the progress that we've made through the 4 games, but at the same time extremely disappointed we weren't able to take the club into the last 16 of this competition.
Got one last pre-season run out on Saturday down at Carlisle United away. Good away day for the fans, but one of the players are looking forward to as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping the supporters will look forward to the trip and, you know, get a good travelling support down the road. It's not, you know, very often where we get to test ourselves against English opposition. So yeah, it's not too far, I don't think, for the supporters to travel. Hopefully they can make a weekend of it. A good stiff opposition for us in terms of Carlisle. You know, just gained promotion back into League One last year. A very difficult venue to go to, and yeah, it'll be a good experience for our players, you know, and to give them a taste of what English football looks like. And you know, we'll get Louis Moult back as well for that one. Louis being missing tonight was just purely precaution. I don't want anybody reading between the lines and thinking that there's anything going on with Louis. He's as fit as a fiddle. He's in great shape. We just felt he's played a lot of football in a short period of time, and we didn't want to risk him on this surface tonight. But he'll be back in the starting 11 on Saturday away to Carlisle.